Hello everyone and welcome to PendulumEdu, and in this session for vocabulary we are back with another set of words for you to discuss. Let's begin with today's discussion, and the article that we've taken for you states and heads as a golden moment on India's win in Chess Olympiad. So this is definitely a golden moment, something that is memorable for all of us. The reason is that India has won the Chess Olympiad. So it is a proud moment for us as the countrymen, right? It says India's chess players deserve more attention after the Olympiad triumph. Now, triumph is the very first word I want you to know. Triumph is a noun and it means a victory. In Hindi, it is also termed as Vijay. जो victory होती है when you win something, okay, that is triumph. The celebration, एक तरीके की जो खुशी भी आपको होती है, that is also triumph. Now, it says that now that India has won the Chess Olympiad, and this victory has proven that they have earned, the Indian chess players have earned and they deserve all the attention that they were not getting until now, or probably they were being neglected until now, okay? Now, you've seen there have been moments wherein sports has not been given much importance in our country, not just one but many. So it's not just chess. There was a time when hockey was struggling, then football. Now kabaddi was also one such sport that was struggling, but now things have been changing. People are realizing the value and worth of the sports as well. It further says if further proof was needed of India's growing stature in world chess, stature, that is status, like at what position it is in world chess, and of the mind sport's rising popularity. Chess is also termed as the mind sport. So, इसका जो popularity है वो बढ़ता जा रहा है. The online chess Olympiad, along with provided it in emphatic fashion on Sunday. So अगर हम कहते हैं कि we need a proof to come up that how India stands or where India stands in the world chess, then this is one proof, or this online chess Olympiad has given an emphatic, or has provided the proof in an emphatic fashion. Emphatic is an adjective. First of all, let me tell you, it is an adjective. It means that is said clearly and forcibly. Alright, something that is said clearly and forcibly. कहते हैं ना, एक जोर लगाकर बात कहना या किसी बात पे अपना emphasis देना, जोर डालना. So, India became the joint champion along with title favorite Russia, even as the Olympiad trended on Twitter and thousands followed the action through live streaming on social media. So, firstly, it has to share the title with Russia. This is important to note, that the title or the triumph title of the Chess Olympiad, online Chess Olympiad, is being shared with Russia. The reason you would come to know further. Okay, it was streamed live and there were thousands of people watching it. The title has to be shared because the result in 2 games in the second match of the final was affected by a net outage. When I say net here, I mean internet. Okay, and outage is a noun. Outage, I'll wipe off the screen and write it back. So outage is a noun. In Hindi we give it a phrase anupyog kal. That means a time when the resources are not in use. The resources are not in use. So that is what is outage. So there was an internet outage wherein there was a disturbance or hindrance in terms of internet connectivity. So that is the reason the second match, the two games got affected. India's Nihal Sareen and Divya Deshmukh had lost on time. They had lost on time, like, because they could not be connected together. It was a game of doubles, probably they could not connect with each other and they lost it. Competitive chess is always a race against the clock. Now this is an idiom. Race against the clock is an idiom which means to have less time and more work. Okay, so this idiom has this meaning, to have less time and more work. That is the race against the clock. Generally this happens many a times. We have to go for presentations or sometimes a meeting, and we have to quickly prepare the tidbits, or we have to sometimes for your sessions also we come quickly, we prepare the PPT and we get started. So that is a race against the clock because we have less time and the work is more. But probably neither would have if they were not disconnected. अगर disconnection नहीं होता तो दोनों में से कोई नहीं जीता. The Indian team management lodged a complaint, and the World Chess Governing Body (FIDE's) decision to have joint champions was agreeable to Russia too, and thus there was a fruitful ending to the final. Now that would happen that when India lodged a complaint, it went up to FIDE, that is the leading or the governing body there, and they lodged a complaint. They told them the problem that had come up, and FIDE gave a decision of holding the joint champion trophy. And also the condition would have been that Russia has to agree to it, and Russia agreed to it. Therefore, it gave a fruitful ending to the final. Getting it? So this was the appropriate thing that they did. Further, I would say this was the reason why the two of them, India and Russia together, had to hold the title. Further, the author says, that was not quite the situation, though, when Armenia raised a similar complaint after it lost a crucial game involving Nihal to India in the first match of the quarterfinal. Now, the same thing happened in quarterfinal, and the lead players were Armenia and India, and Armenia lost on India on the same grounds because of the same reason. This situation was same, and no such decision was made at that moment. It was ignored and neglected. The Armenians protested by not playing the second match and withdrew from the competition. So this was their reaction. But that incident should not take the sheen off. Should not take the sheen off India's triumph. So it says that this phrase means to not lessen the effect of something. So it says किसी चीज को, or to make something less important. So this is a decision that was taken at that moment when India and Armenia were there. That does not take the sheen of India's triumph. It cannot reduce the importance or it cannot lessen the importance of India's triumph. Okay. Chess Olympiad has always been the most prestigious team event in the game, and its history stretches to 1924. Now back then in 1924, we're talking about that past. India's best effort has been the third place in 2014. Now this was the best place that India held until now. That was in 2014, and it was the third place. FIDE decided to conduct an online Olympiad because the 44th edition had to be postponed till the next year due to the pandemic. Now this thing has had an immense impact and tolling, I would say, impact on the entire country, or I would say across the globe. and also because online Olympiad for 44th edition were already postponed, so FID decided to conduct online. Now, though India was seeded only 7th, though India grew to, seed is a verb, it meant like to grow to a certain level, so India could seeded only 7th, मतलब वो बढ़कर सिर्फ कहाँ तक पहुँच पाए थे 7th तक among 163 countries. No contender would have taken it lightly. Nobody could have taken it lightly because India was capable enough. Given the presence of strong players in the 3 categories, men, women and junior. So India had strong players in all the categories and nobody could have underestimated India then. It's as if Vishwanathan Anand and Koneru Hampi are amongst the greatest players the world has ever seen. Nihal and R. Praganandhan, could be tomorrow's stars. Now this is a bit tongue twister for me as well, but you can practice if you wish to spell it correct. And euphoria surrounding the Great Indian victory, some grim facts should not be overlooked. Euphoria is a noun. First of all, I'm going to wipe the screen. So we are talking about euphoria and grim. So euphoria is a noun. It means the state of immense enthusiasm. In Hindi, we have one word for it, utsaah. So the author wants, or the writer wants to say that कि इस उत्साह में, इस उत्साह से भरे time में, we should not forget the grim facts. Grim is an adjective which means serious. Facts should not be overlooked. Something that is important, something that is serious should not be overlooked. उसको नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते. That is overlook. To neglect or avoid something. This is a verb. Further, the writer says, on Saturday, when the Arjuna Awards were being distributed by President Ramnath Kovind online, the Indian chess team pulled off a thrilling victory against Poland in the semi-final of the Olympiad. Now, when there was online distribution of the Arjuna Awards by our President Ramnath Kovind, at that moment only India had won the semi-final match against Poland. Now, pull off a thrilling victory. Pull off is a phrasal verb, learners, which means to get through despite difficulties. मतलब आगे बढ़ते रहना. ठीक है, कितनी भी मुश्किलें आए बट आगे बढ़ते रहना. That is to pull off. Now, ironically, no chess player has ever won an Arjuna for 7 years. Now, जिस time India ने semi-final match जीता, उस time ही Arjuna Awards distribute हो रहे थे. But irony देखिए, never ever have a chess player ever won Arjuna Award for past 7 years. Though there have been several outstanding performances and India is ranked 4th in the world, still none of the chess players have won the Arjuna Award. India captain Vidit Gujrati had, now this is important to note from current affairs perspective, who is the chess captain for India? Vidit Gujrati. He had said how the team was on its own ahead of the Olympiad with no support from All India Chess Federation, which means the team received no support from the government, because this is a government body, that is All India Chess Federation. The team was all by itself, or the members were all by itself. They had to manage themselves and there was nobody to help. There was nothing, there was no support from the governing body or from the leading committee. Now, the federation officials are embroiled in a tussle for power. They are embroiled in a tussle for power means the people, the members of federation, they are embroiled, they are involved in conflict. वो झगड़े और इन सब प्रॉब्लम्स में, प्रॉब्लम नहीं कहूँगी, कन्फ्लिक्ट एक तरीके का पॉइंट होता है जहाँ पर हम कहते हैं कि एक तरीके की बहसबाजी या झगड़ा है, तो वो एक they are embroiled in conflict, वो झगड़े में फंसे, in a tussle. Okay, tussle is noun which means struggle, and they are struggling for power. वो संघर्ष कर रहे हैं पावर के लिए, तो उनको बाकी सब चीज़ें नहीं दिख रही हैं. all they care about is, तो उनको बाकी चीज़ें नहीं दिख रही हैं, उनको all they care about is उनको पावर चाहिए. ठीक है, तो वो इस सब में ही इन्वॉल्व हैं. Now embroil is a verb used right here. ठीक है, they announced 2 separate teams for the Olympiad, forcing chief selector R.B. Ramesh to quit. They've asked him to quit. This moment of glory therefore is also a time for introspection. Introspection is a noun which means Atmanirikshan. कहने का मतलब है to examine and observe oneself. खुद को एग्जामिन और एक ऑब्जर्वेशन देना, दैट इज इंट्रोस्पेक्शन. सो दे से दैट द मोमेंट ऑफ ग्लोरी हैज कम, दैट्स ट्रू, एंड एवरीवन इज प्राउड एंड हैप्पी अबाउट इट. But this also shows how important it is to understand wherein we are neglecting these people, these talented and skillful people who could bring pride to the country. If we're still neglecting and avoiding them, then what are we doing for the people of a country, for the people who are working or who are dedicated to bring glory to the country? So this is the big question mark right here, and this is what the writer wants to emphasize or bring to light. So this was the article that I had to discuss with you, and the word that I want to highlight for today will be tussle. That is struggle. It's a noun, okay, and try to use it in a word. We every day we have a tussle some or the other way, right? Sometimes in terms of food, sometimes in terms of getting ready, sometimes in terms of moving out, sometimes in facing some sort of let's say exam or a challenge in the office. So it can be anything. So tussle, you have to use it in a sentence, and comment down below if you have doubts pertaining to it. You can definitely let us know. And for the list of the words, you can go to the site and the study material section. You will get the list of all the words that we've discussed with you for today. So I will request you to practice these words, and I shall see you in the next session soon with another set of words. Thank you so much. Keep learning and growing, and not to forget to subscribe the channel for regular sessions with us. Thank you.